Hello and welcome to day 27 of the Halloween Craft Countdown, where I'm releasing a new Cricut craft every day for the whole of October. Today we're back to card making with this super cute pop-out pumpkin card. I've released a free SVG for this design, which you can find in the description of this video. And I love this card. It's so fun because you've got this really 3D pop-out pumpkin on the front. So just look how much that comes out. But the best thing is it folds completely flat so you can post it easily. But if one pop-out pumpkin is good, surely two is even better. That's right, this card has a matching pop-out on the inside too. So when the card is opened, that pumpkin just comes straight out of the middle. So go ahead, download the free file and I'll show you how to make this lovely little pumpkin card. When you open up the free SVG file in Design Space, it'll look something like this. So I thought I'd just walk you through all of the different parts before I show you how to put the card together. So the first part is the base card in orange, and then that's got a score line down the middle to make it easier to fold. You'll cut out 3 different shapes in green. One is a square, which will go on the front of the card. One is the outline of the pumpkin, and the other is a different outline of the pumpkin with a score line down the middle. And this score line one is the one that will go inside your card. I've got a white insert, and this goes inside your card, so you'll have a nice white area to write your message on, and then the pumpkin in the middle of the card will be stuck here. And again, this one has a score line. You've then got all of the little pumpkin outlines which we will fold together to create the pop-out effect. Now you'll notice the pumpkins are a different shade of orange to the card front, and there is a reason for that. So it's best if you cut the card front, so the rectangle, from orange card, and then the pumpkins, cut them out from orange paper. And the reason for that is when we fold up all the pumpkins to create the pop-out effect, if you do it from paper, the pop-out effect looks a lot better. If you do it from card, it's a little bit thick. So when I made my card, I didn't have any orange paper, so I used orange card, and you'll see when I assemble it that is a little bit problematic in some places, and it would have looked better with paper. So if you do have orange paper, use that for the pumpkins, but if you only have orange card, then it does still work. It's just not quite as effective as I think it would be from paper. But go ahead, cut everything out, and then I'll show you how to stick it all together. Here are my pieces all cut out and ready to assemble. To start with, I'm going to take my orange card front and fold it along the score line, and then press that score line so it's nice and crisp. Next, I'm going to prepare the card front. So for that, I'm going to need the green square and the little white square, and they'll sit one on top of the other and then go onto the card front like that. Now you can use double-sided tape or you can use glue for this. So I've got a little glue stick which I think will be okay, assuming it's actually still sticky, which I think it is. You could also use tacky glue, which does give a better stick than just glue stick glue, but I think as my card is all fairly lightweight, this should be fine. First, I'm going to stick this one in the middle of the orange, push it down. So I'll make sure it's got quite a good stick because glue stick glue isn't that strong. And then next I'm going to do the card front white piece. So let's add some glue to that one. And then stick this one in the middle of the green piece. Next I'm going to add the pumpkin on the front, and for that I'm going to need 8 of my orange pumpkin pieces. 8. And then you'll have cut 2 of these green ones. One has a score line down the middle and one doesn't. For the front of the card you want the one that doesn't have the score line. I'm going to stick this onto the card, making sure I put some glue in the stalk so that gets a good stick, and then quite a bit of glue on this because it's going to have all the orange pieces on top, so it needs to be fairly firm. And then get this as close to the middle of your card as you can. And now we're ready to add the orange pumpkins. So for each of these ones, we're going to fold them in half. I didn't put score lines on this because I thought the amount of extra time it would take your Cricut to do all the scoring, actually it's not really worth that time because these are really easy to fold directly in half. The images are symmetrical, so you can just line up the edges when you're folding it and you'll know that you've got it exactly in the right place. So this is why I recommended earlier that copy paper or very light cardstock is best for this, because we are folding them all in half and that's quite difficult with heavier cardstock. And also when we stick them all together in a minute, you'll see how they all kind of touch each other and build up together. So if you use card that's too heavy, you can have a bit of a problem with it falling off the card front. I'm nearly done with these, just one more, oh no, two more. Here we are. Okay. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to stick it along the pumpkin like that. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of the orange, so you're only putting it on one half. And then I'll stick that so that the edges line up with the green pumpkin. I've just completely done that the wrong way. Did you notice I had the glue at the top? Oh dear. Right, there we go. So now with the next one, we're going to glue it directly on top of that one. So I'll put some glue on here and then glue this one on top. And try and get it perfectly lined up as well as you can. I'll do another one. Now I've got 8 of these pumpkins for the front, but if you've used card like I have, you'll probably find that 6 is enough. So don't feel like you have to use all 8 if you don't want to, or if you think you'll have enough with less. If you're using copy paper, which is a lot lighter and less thick, then you may need all 8. So just bear in mind that that is flexible if you want it to be. So you can kind of see already how it's going to work. Just going to keep adding some more pumpkins. Oops, that one I kind of messed up a bit. The good thing about glue stick glue is you can reposition fairly easily if you need to. Let's just line that one up properly. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going, sticking all of these pumpkins on. Let's do one more and then see how that's looking. Right, so I've got 6 on there now, I think. Let's just check I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops, I did one too many. Okay, so I've got 7 on here. And you can see as you lift over the other side how that's going to look. And I think that's probably enough. I don't think I need that other one. So this is 7 in total. So what you'll do to seal it is just put some glue on the back of this bit at the top and then fold it over and stick it to the green bit underneath. And all the other pieces will fold over like this to create your pop out. But the best thing is it will fold flat for postage. So when you put it in the envelope, just hold it flat in the middle, and then when it comes out the envelope, it can all be lifted up to make that pop-out design, which is so 3D. It's really fun. I'm going to do the same effect on the inside of the card. So I've got my card insert here, and I can just fold down that score line. Here we go. And then I'm going to stick this to the inside of the card. So the reason I've got this insert is that otherwise you'd have an orange pumpkin on an orange background, so it'd be quite hard to see. So we're just going to stick this in first. And not only will that mean you can see the pumpkin better, but it means you've got a nice white background to write your message on. So let's add some glue to the back. Again, I'm making sure it's got good coverage so that it can hold all of those pumpkin layers. And I'm going to line this up down the score line of my card. So I'm going to do the back section first. Make sure I've got that right up against the score line. Make sure it's straight, which is one of the things I am worst at, getting things stuck straight. So then I can stick that in there. And now it's ready to add the green part of the pumpkin. Now this one has a score line on it, so I'm going to fold it upwards. So I'm doing a valley fold along that score line. And the reason that this one is scored is so that you know exactly where the middle of it is, so you can line up your pop-out pumpkin in the middle of your card. So once again, I'm going to add some glue on the back. I'm going to leave the stalk without any glue on so that it will pop out a little bit as well as the rest of the pumpkin. And then put that score line along the white line that we've got underneath and stick it down, and then just make sure that that's in the right place. So let's just check my card still folds up, which it does. Okay, so now we can do the same thing with the pumpkins, and my card's going to be quite thick when it's finished because I used card instead of copy paper for the pumpkin. If you have got the paper, that will work better. So I think for the inside I might just do a little bit less pumpkins so it doesn't get too thick. But we're just doing exactly the same as we did before. So with these pumpkins folded in half, I'm just sticking them one on top of the other. And it's going to make a fun pop out when that card gets opened. So that's 4 on there, which might actually be enough, I think, for my inside one. I don't want it to get so thick that it's going to be really hard to post. So let's stick with 4. And then stick that to the green bit on the other side. And then you can see as your card opens and closes, all of those layers will pop out to create this super fun pop-out effect on your card. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for all my glue to dry, and then I can write the message in here and get this sent off to the recipient for Halloween. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a pumpkin pop-out card. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more crafting videos. I'm doing a new video every day for October, so be sure to check those out for loads more Halloween and autumn themed goodies. Thank you for watching.